Christopher Nolan's latest film has people convinced there's a hidden cipher leading to a real-world treasure. Is it just wishful thinking? Or is Nolan pulling another trick on us? Hi, I'm Allie. I'm feeling wired like I had 3 espressos and a prophecy.
And I'm Brianne. I'm fine, slightly allergic to hype, and already side-eyeing whatever you're about to say.
And welcome to The Veil, Unsolved and Unbelievable. Today we're diving into what I'm calling the Argos Code, supposedly hidden in Christopher Nolan's new film, The Odyssey. Yes, my theory, my breadcrumbs, my late-night corkboard.
Of course it's your theory. Nolan does love a riddle, but let's not turn the popcorn bucket into a Rosetta Stone just yet, yeah.
Okay, so check this out. Quick refresher. The Odyssey is Nolan's 2026 epic fantasy action thing. Massive, like salt spray in your face massive. He wrote and directed it, produced with Emma Thomas at Syncope. Universal backed it as a midsummer tentpole. It premiered in London in July, and then hit theaters later that month in the US and UK, blasting into IMAX and all the premium formats. It's Homer's Odyssey, but Nolan translates it into this grounded, tactile realism. Gods don't toss thunderbolts. Divine stuff shows up as weather, currents, chance. The big headliners? Matt Damon is Odysseus. Anne Hathaway is Penelope. Tom Holland is Telemachus. Robert Pattinson is Antinous, slimy and charming. Lupita Nyong'o pulls double duty as Helen of Troy and Clytemnestra. Zendaya is Athena. Charlize Theron is Calypso. Ridiculous bench of talent all the way down. They shot the whole thing on IMAX 70mm, like every shot, with a new, lighter, quieter IMAX camera built for this. Hoyte van Hoytema behind the lens. Ruth de Jong on production design. Ellen Marojnik on costumes. DNEG and Weta keeping effects invisible. And Ludwig Göransson's score goes Bronze Age vibes. Bronze gongs, lyre, aulos, with synths. James Blake's voice floats in like a lonely chorus.
And sea, lots of sea. They even used a modern Viking longship, the Draken Harald Hårfagre, to double as a Greek warship. Cue the historians clutching pearls, but it was seaworthy and safe for IMAX rigs. Priorities.
Locations were insane, too. Morocco for Troy bits, Greece and the Peloponnese, including Nestor's Cave by Voidakilia, Sicily and the Aeolian Islands for Aeolia, Scotland's ruins and cold winds, Iceland's black sands for Hades, Malta for Calypso. Like, the world got pulled into the myth. All right, moving on. Here's the deal with the Argos Code. I started noticing patterns back when the 6-minute IMAX prologue dropped stealth in December 2025. 12/12 felt too curated. Then the big online trailer landed in December 2025, and Universal bragged about 121 million views in 24 hours. Those numbers stuck in my head like a drumbeat.
Views are just a metric, Allie. Sorry, not sorry. Marketing people love tidy numbers.
Totally, but then I was scrolling the studio socials from the prologue week. 5 consecutive captions each started with a word that, when you take the initials, spelled ARGOS. Now, that could be a fluke. But remember, Nolan expanded the role of Odysseus's dog Argos in the film. That's a deliberate choice. Argos becomes a motif.
A social media intern found a cute acronym and called it a day. Apophenia is a thing. Brains make faces out of toast.
Back to the facts. The working title on set was Charlie's Tale, an alias to throw people off. But if you're seeding a treasure map, that phrase is catnip. Charlie's Tale, CT, tell, plus the themed popcorn container, the Trojan horse. I flipped mine over and the pressed plastic wood panels pattern repeated 24 times. 24 books in the Odyssey. Coincidence, maybe. But now I'm circling dates and counts like a sailor with string.
Wait. The popcorn bucket was designed to look cute and hold carbs. No evidence anyone snuck coordinates into it. Let's not deputize concessions as cryptographers.
Then there's the AFC Championship TV spot. A quick cut with Travis Scott as the bard. The oral tradition nod. For a single frame, the on-screen chyron garbled and left a floating colon after the word verse. A colon wants numbers. I wrote everything down. 6-minute prologue, July 17th release, 70mm, 24 books, 5 letters in Argos. I turned them into lat and long, like 36.97 north, 21.62 east. That lands you on the Voidachelia crescent near Nestor's Cave, where they actually filmed Polyphemus scenes.
It lands you in numerology land. Also, broadcast glitches exist. I call BS on the colon being a divine sign.
Here's what went down. I flew to Greece on Miles, bussed to Messenia, hiked up to Nestor's Cave. Inside it's cool and echoey. Feels like IMAX silence. Tucked in a shadowed nook. A little tin. I know, could be anyone's geocache. But inside was a photocopy of Emily Wilson's translation lines about Argos lifting his head. A small sticker that read, Charlie's Tale in block letters, and a clipped lyre string. That last one hit me because Goranson tied the sound world to Bronze Age instruments. Nolan even suggested syncing the lyre timbre to Odysseus's bow. It felt intentional.
A fan with a printer and a vibe left a love note to the movie. You cannot prove provenance. There's zero official confirmation of any Argos scavenger hunt. And Nolan's team has been very clear about certain choices like American accents for immediacy, inclusive casting, practical effects, but nothing about a live treasure code.
Sure, but Nolan loves to eventize. Stealth IMAX prologue, cryptic marketing, non-linear structure that invites decoding. Filmmakers and fans meet in the middle. I'm not saying he buried gold. I'm saying someone close enough to know the symbolism tucked a breadcrumb where the film turned back into myth. And isn't that bananas?
Let's move on to why your Argos code collapses under daylight. 1. Working title. Charlie's Tale existed to reduce on-location scrutiny. That's standard, not a cipher. 2. Universal's reported trailer views are about 121 million in 24 hours. Publicity, not puzzle. 3. The themed popcorn Trojan horse is merch. Designed for branding and novelty, there's no documented code in its moulding. 4. Initial letters on social posts. Social managers love alliteration and planned grids, not gospel. 5. Nestor's Cave wasn't a secret endpoint. It was a known shooting location in Greece supported by local partners and a 40% cash rebate. 6. Maritime scenes used the Draken for safety and practicality, not historical exactitude. 7. Jennifer Lame's editing mandate was legibility, not acrostics. 8. The Bard cameo is a nod to oral poetry, fun, not a clue drop. And 9. If a studio sponsored a real-world treasure hunt, they'd plaster disclaimers everywhere for liability. There are none. So let's put a pin in the conspiracy alert.
So let me get this straight. Because it's practical, it can't be playful? Come on, this movie was shot entirely on IMAX 70mm, with a brand new camera build. Locations were chosen to feel like living myth. Iceland's Black Sands as Hades, Malta for Calypso, Morocco for Troy raids by firelight. And you think no one on that crew left a tiny wink for the people who notice? I'm not claiming an official ARG. I'm saying the pattern drew me in and the cave answered back.
I actually love that you went. I just won't credit Nolan with it. Also, context matters. This production already navigated controversies, historical accuracy, quibbles on armour and ships, the American accents, inclusive casting, even geopolitical heat over Western Sahara filming. They were not about to launch a secret treasure chase on top of that. The simplest answer here is fandom. A clever fan geocache. Sweet, not sinister.
Okay, next up. The bigger question. Do filmmakers owe us clarity? Like, should Nolan hop on Instagram and say, "No codes here, folks"? Or do we let stories breathe and let audiences make meaning, even if that meaning involves bus tickets to the Peloponnese?
The point is, ambiguity is part of the art, but if safety is involved, clarify. Otherwise, I vote let the myths multiply. Just maybe don't decode your way off a cliff path.
Back to the story. If you want the purest hit of this myth, grab Emily Wilson's translation of the Odyssey. It's clear, bold, and you can see exactly what shaped Nolan's vibe without any secret handshakes.
All right, plans for the rest of the day. I'm going to find one of those Trojan horse popcorn buckets and use it as a pen holder. Wildly impractical, deeply funny.
I'm going to restring a cheap lyre I bought online and see if it makes my apartment feel like Ithaca. Can you imagine my neighbors? Seriously though, Thanks for listening.
Keep your eyes open, question everything, and maybe don't read coordinates into your snacks. We appreciate you all.
This was The Veil, Unsolved and Unbelievable. We'll see you next time.